Good morning, beautiful friends out there in YouTube land. What are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to talk about the month of March. And as far as holidays go, it is St. Patrick's Day coming up. And there were a few things I had to omit from my fairy video, a very fairy experience, which I will link up here. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. I also have on a fairy top. I have on my green crystal. This is a crystal that can be found in the upper northern areas of California. So what are we going to use today? Well, in the video, I use the Fit Me Maybelline New York Fit Me Matte Poreless Normal to Oily Foundation. Now, I thought, well, okay, it's the normal got me, but the oily, I don't have oily skin. And my experience, folks, okay, I can only speak for me. My experience is that I gravitate towards a matte foundation with a luminous look. And they're out there. If I don't get that luminosity, I can add it. And so I tend to gravitate toward a matte with a luminous or radiant finish. And whether or not, the companies that formulate these matte foundations that give you a radiant finish, put mica in them or whatever, that's what I like. I do not like a sticky feeling on my skin. I like the foundation to dry down completely. And if I buy a matte foundation that doesn't have that, I can always add something like the Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury or the one from e.l.f. Add this in my foundation to give me that glow, which I love. My experience is, and I'm going to be truthful and honest, serum foundations collect in my fine lines and wrinkles to the nth degree because there's serum in that foundation that makes the foundation move when your face is expressive, or my face. I don't have that with the House Labs. Okay, now the Fit Me foundation, I brought up my receipt. And at my Walmart, I paid $6.94, so $7 for this. Used it once, loved it. Loved how it felt going on. Loved how it felt on my skin all day. This is a great foundation. I know that I'm way behind as far as trying on foundations, but is there really any rhyme or reason? Don't we do what we want to do because of who we are? Why do we have to follow the trends? Oh, this is trending. That is trending. We don't have to do that. Not at our age. Oh, no. We can try whatever we want, whenever we want, however we want. Okay? I should have my little... That looks like a fairy. Doesn't this view look like a fairy? That's what the video is kind of about today, being the fact that it's March, being the fact that St. Patrick's Day is coming. It's a Celtic month. And fairies reside in Ireland, in the Celtic countries, can be Germanic, it can be Greco-Roman, and yes, even in Christianity. Let me tell you a little bit about the fairies that I couldn't fit in my other video. It is believed that after a series of spiritual battles with otherworldly beings, legend and folklore have it that the Fae withdrew into the fairy mounds where they lived on to this day. But those of us that love traditions and love legends and folklore, wondering where they came from, believe or have an element of belief in the elementals. The group of fairies, or the race of spiritually gifted people that hover between both worlds, and they're wise, are called the Tuatha De Danann. And you could research that anywhere on Google. This is the race that fought the otherworldly beings, and to protect their kind for their own spiritual protection and to protect their lineage. So that is just a little bit of information about the fairies. There is a wonderful book, and I have it. Let me go get it. This book is called The Fairy Bible by Teresa Murray. I purchased this book way back when I used to frequent Barnes & Noble's bookstore. And there is all kinds of information on fairies in here. Now, we wonder, where did our traditions come from? Here's a Christmas tree. Let's take a sip of coffee. You know, there's Irish coffee. So I am not Irish. My father, his genealogy dates all the way back to Touraine, France. Hence the French nose. I am a good percentage of French. His family migrated this way through Canada, came down through the eastern portion into where we live. My mother's family, my real grandfather is from England. And that is my mother's father. So he was English. He's passed on. My mother's mother came down from Canada, and they spoke French. Both families spoke French and spoke French around us. But the sad thing is that after we reached a certain age, they didn't do it anymore. My grandmother on my father's side, my fraternal grandmother, only spoke French. She didn't speak English. And she lived with us 6 months out of the year, but I was too young to really absorb it, although I could understand what she was saying at that age. I think being multilingual is a wonderful attribute. And I'm thinking about taking a course to speak fluent French. Okay, let's put on the foundation. Now, this Fit Me foundation does not have a pump. No, I'm not going to purchase a pump. That doesn't concern me. This is not a huge bottle. I will probably go through this quite quickly. My NARS light reflecting is almost gone because I've been using it up because the pump broke on it. And I'm going to take this on my little mirror palette. And I've got a lot here. Probably shouldn't have put this much on my palette. But I can always put it down my neck, and I can always go over spots that need more. It's moist. And I'm just going to go around and I'm just going to pat in my foundation. Since I rubbed some of the foundation on my neck, I am patting that in as well. Sometimes I don't pat. Sometimes I drag it down. It's all in how you feel. And I really think that this is what puts us in such a precious, important time of our lives, and a rising up of the diminishment of ageism and the stigma involved with it. I really believe that. I really do. I'm telling you, this is, I love, you know what? I'm going to build this up. I'm going to build this up in this area. I'm really going to put a lot of foundation right here. You know, I typically don't do this, but I'm gonna. I am really going to build this up right in these areas right here. Really, really, really nice foundation. $7, guys. Guys and gals. $7. Now you can see that there's not a lot of luminosity, right? So let's add some luminosity. Let's add some of the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter before this dries down too much. Let's add it and let's pounce this in. Now you can mix this with your foundation if you want. So here we have it all over the face, and I'm going to pounce this in with my moist sponge, teardrop sponge. I'm not going to put it on my neck. I'm just going to do my face. I'm going to go all the way around, up my nose, bring it down my nose, across my forehead. So I'm going to move in. Tell me if you can see a glow. I can see a glow. I've got a bunch of products coming in between now and next week. And I'm going to go right here. Little in here. Little here. A little here. We've talked about this. I'm doing my eyes last. So let's put on the Maxi Blush that I got from Rimmel. $4.28. Can't beat that. And I'm going to use a different brush today to put this on. I'm going to use my pink fairy brush. It's a very small ended brush. And I'm just going to swirl it into the blush and tap it off. I'm keeping it a very fairy light pink. Got a little bit of this up here. As you can see, it's just this beautiful glowing pink. I want to keep it light and airy. Fairy airy. Okay, that's that. I'm going to use my brand new eyeshadow palette, the Alter Ego Shadow Kiss. And the colors in here are just gorgeous. They are gorgeous. This is a neutral palette. And I'm going to use 2 colors in here and 1 color in my Urban Decay, because the color that I want is not in this palette. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 colors, which I was able to see. I'm going to use Mist, which is this color right here. And I'm going to use Fog, which is this color right here. Mist and fog. Saw a lot of that yesterday when I was driving. And then on my Urban Decay palette, I am going to use the green Night Trip. I'm also going to use this Believe Beauty metallic liquid eyeliner. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with fog first. This color right here. And that's the color that I'm going to put over my eye. I'm going to use my Enchanted brush, fluffy brush, and I'm going to swirl in the product and tap it off. And that is going over my eye lid. When you decide you want to use 3 colors, you can leave part of your eyelid bare, or you could do half out and then in the crease. I'm choosing to go right over my whole entire eyelid with this color because I kind of want that alluring look with Enchanted Fairy Love. Enchanted Fairy Love. You know, so many people think that fairies are evil and they're tricksters and they, you know, they do harmful things, and that if you believe in them or affinity with fairies, or maybe you even look like a fairy, and it's something that's always interested you, that there's something wrong with you, that you are weird, or you are, entertaining devils. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I think that they were around long before human beings. Okay, now I'm going to go into this color called Mist, and I'm going to place that with my fluffy brush, not a dense brush, underneath my eyebrow. But I am going to take the color out to here. I'm doing that on purpose. I'm taking one side of my brush, then the other side of my brush to save time. And I'm going to start right here in the inner corner, and I'm going to draw along, and I'm going all the way out here. I'm going to make a triangle, and then I'm going to bring it just under my eye. Okay? Now remember, I've got to go to work, so I want to make an eye look. I mean, I could get the fairy eye look that I'm going to do is going to be like for a party or for stage. So stick around for that. But this is something that I want to wear out and about. I'm telling you, what wonderful eyeshadows these are. Absolutely wonderful. I think I'm going to buy them all. They are gorgeous. Same thing. I'm going out under my eyebrow in, and then I'm bringing it just down and under. Just down and under. Now I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay in Night Trip, which is a dark green. And I'm going to take this fluffy brush, and I'm going to place this over, what color did I say that was? Fog? So I'm creating a mossy, alluring look. So I'm just going to put this here and just bring it in just ever so slightly. And then down to my lid. That's all I want. I don't want anything other, I don't want anything else. Just like that, and then down here like this. And I'm just going to ever so slightly blend this. Not heavily, just ever so slightly. I want people to be able to see this distinction, okay? Just ever so slightly, like this. Now, if I want to drag the green out with the gold, I can just blend like that. I'm just taking the product, the eyeshadow, and I'm just pulling it out. The brush is doing all the work. All right? I'm just going back and forth. The brush is doing all the work. And just because you're my age doesn't mean you can't drag it out. All right? If I want to pick up a little more, I can. So let's do that. Let's drag it out. I wonder if I'm going to get looks at the grocery store today. I live in a small town, you guys. Oh, have you seen that, Susie? I think she's gone mad. She's crazy. Something's happened to her because of her age. All right, now I'm going to curl my eyelashes, the dreaded curl. Are you ready to step into the fairyland with me? I guess I can do it if I look into this mirror. I know after the fact, when I look, I make mistakes, but let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Down to Junior's farm and on and on. Ah, la, 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 la. Take me down to Junior's farm. Everybody's on and on. Well, so far, this goes on like a felt tip marker. I'm going to drag this up. And over. Oh, wow, that is pretty. What do you think? Oh, my goodness, I love this. I'm not going to connect the two. Now, if I really wanted to do a fairy look, I will show you in another upcoming video what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm done with the eyeliner and I'm done with the mascara. I did decide to take the eyeliner underneath both eyes. I'm going to leave my eyeshadow like this. I use the original L'Oreal telescopic and I put 2 coats on my eyelashes. And I'm going to go in with some highlighter, but I'm going to use the Shadow Kiss palette for highlighter. And I'm going to use this color right here called Cloak. Has a little bit of a gold to it. I'm going to take my fluffy brush and I'm going to pat it into Cloak, tap it off, and add it just to the highlight of my cheeks. And I want a very highlighted center of my forehead. So I'm going to swirl in the center and just kind of phase it out. And I want highlight on my chin. So I'm going to do the same thing and phase it out. Now, the thing with highlighter is if you touch your face or you rub your face, even unconsciously, it will wear off. So if you put on more than you like, right? Normally, don't worry about it. For lipstick, I want to go in with, I don't want to use red, and I don't want to use pink, and I don't want to use rose, because I'm going for that woodland look. I'm using the Kiko Milano. I have some lipsticks coming. This is another one that smells like chocolate. And this is Sweet Affairs. And I'm really loading it on. And I'm going up above my lip. But fairies don't have full lips. They don't have full lips. They're about telepathic. Doesn't matter. The mouth doesn't matter. Everything they do is telepathic. With the eyeliner, with the Believe Beauty eyeliner, I had to keep doing this because you can't press it hard enough on the eyelid to get the color. So I would press it here, take the color, and then use it. And it comes off relatively easy if you want to use your hand as a palette. Now I'm going to set my makeup. I'm going to set it. And I'm almost down to the end of the e.l.f., so that's what I'm going to use. My e.l.f. setting spray. And I don't want my eye makeup to budge, so I'm going over my eyes. And I think because of the fairy look, I'm going to add a little bit of lip gloss. Just right there. I don't like to do my whole entire lip anymore. Just in the center. That is the video for today. Be well, be blessed, be beautiful, because you are. Because there's nobody else on the planet like you. Try the Fit Me foundation. I think you will really enjoy it. And it won't break your bank. Really, $7. Try it. I'm in love with it. All right, my friends. I will see you on the other side of the Glen. Bye-bye.